Welcome, friends of Private Universe. Today we have part 2 of my chat with Desiree Lotz. Enjoy. For someone to look into your product, what would they be? What's the type of person that would want that product? Do you think? What would they be looking for?
Oh, okay. So I've got so many. There's so many things. I've got on my. I've got. I'll give you the main ones are pain, sleep, PMS, exercise, and these are the kind of the main ones. And even constipation. For some people, it helps with that.
Right.
But I've got. There was a AAA Hall of Fame guy who his name is Pork Chop. He had a grade 3 concussion. And he was he couldn't play, and he was very traumatized mentally and physically obviously having issues.
Right.
And his coach gave him a bottle of CalMag. And then things changed rapidly for him. And then he kind of wasn't sure if it, kind of like a disbelief thing. So he did his own little testing, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And I've got a great success story on my site from him. And he had restless legs before, he couldn't sleep, and all these aches and pains and his anger and emotions from the accident and not being able to play, all just subsided. So that is kind of a common thing.
Oh, I see. And so how would people be taking this? Orally, is it? Or daily?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely. I take it twice a day, but everybody's different, so it depends on your body. And it's a powder. You put it in a cup, and you put boiling water on it, enough to dissolve it, and then you can add cold water or ice blocks or more hot water, whatever.
Mm.
So the whole point of the thing too is that calcium. People take CalMag tablets, calcium tablets, and all that. I've got data from very, very reliable resources about calcium carbonate. It's actually just rock. And sorry, I want to clear my throat. And so what it can deposit all over the body, in the joints, behind the eyes, and you're going to get all those eye problems, and cataracts and blah, blah, blah. So calcium gluconate, which is the form of calcium in the CalMag, is the most potent painkiller. It's more potent than morphine, believe it or not. Yeah, they even make injectables out of it, but they promote it as totally unrelated to what I'm just telling you, because Big Pharma cannot let you know that this is a potent painkiller, because otherwise their OxyContin and all their junk stuff and their poison stuff is going to not be sold.
Sure.
But I'll give you a good example of how I actually personally found out.
Mm.
When I was pregnant with my son 36 years ago, and I went into labor. This is before we started to make my instant one. My husband made 2 liters of CalMag in a flask, 2 flasks. And we took it to the hospital, and I drank roughly 1.5 liters of the CalMag.
Mm.
Do you know how much pain I had delivering my son?
How much?
0.
Really?
0. Now, the downside of it was because I was very relaxed, so of course the pushing was a bit more effort.
Ah.
So I always took the...
He didn't feel like pushing. Just chilling.
I managed to push.
You push. You tell your husband, no, you push.
Yeah, exactly. So,
That's incredible.
Anyway, it was a hell of a... It was such an eye-opener for me, from that viewpoint.
Yeah.
So,
and any side effects?
No, I mean...
No indications?
No, because it's all natural.
Sure.
Basically, yeah. So, I mean, sometimes if somebody takes too much, they might get loose stools, let's say.
Right.
Or, there's varying degrees for everybody. It's like anything. Everybody's going to be different. I do muscle testing. I don't know if you know what that is.
No.
Applied kinesiology. So it's kind of, the meridian points. It's kind of like, I would say, Chinese medicine.
Yes,
type of,
yes.
the meridian points.
Yes,
So
I actually had a guest last year on this show talking about that, Alfred, and I told him and he talked about the meridians. It's quite interesting.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, so you got some idea of it.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So I test a lot of people, and I've been doing it for a long time. So you use, sometime maybe you and I can do a kind of a video thing and I can show you. But basically, I test them, and the biggest deficiency and everybody shows this as a deficiency, is actually dehydration.
Oh.
And I can give you more data at another time. And I'm busy right now. My book is getting prepared on the subject of dehydration.
Excellent.
But, it's so interesting, and I'll extrapolate on that some other time maybe to explain how the electrical current in the body works and, all that type of thing. So basically, if somebody's... Just get the picture in your mind of a heart. If you think about the heart, it contracts, it relaxes.
Yeah.
Contracts, relaxes. And when it contracts, it pulls blood in. When it relaxes, it pushes blood out. And this is all related to blood pressure. So I've had, because this is a big factor, especially here in Florida, and there's... I can get into a whole thing about what causes dehydration. Besides sugar and Gatorade and all these things are actually poison. They cause dehydration. Too much coffee, too much sugar, sweating and blah, 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 blah. But just as an interesting kind of a picture, if you cry, what do your tears taste like?
Yeah, water, I suppose, yeah.
Salty.
Salty, yeah.
And if you're sweating and you lick your arm, what does it taste like?
Yeah, salt as well, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so there's a whole lot of information about that subject alone. And I've got so much information on it. But basically, we can maybe do another time. I can go into that more. I'm working on my book, and I've got to get it ready to be published this year. But...
and your product can help with the dehydration?
Yes, because calcium and magnesium are your most abundant minerals. And there's all the dehydration. Let me ask you this question. Can drinking water dehydrate you?
Oh, I would say no.
It absolutely can.
Really?
Yeah, because if you drink, you pee, you drink, you pee, you drink, you pee.
Yep.
So what's happening is you're losing more and more minerals.
Right. Yep.
So and so what all these like advice, drink so many gallons of water every day, it's such BS.
Oh.
And it's dangerous. But
and so we're better off drinking other type of liquids, is it?
So basically, what I get people to do is put Celtic sea salt in their drinking water.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that is, Celtic sea salt?
Yes.
It's from up there in that area over there by Europe. There.
That's right. Yeah, we have it here as a product. You can buy it in some shops. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good. That's exactly. And then calcium, magnesium are vital as well for all of this the nervous system to function, because the electrical current as it comes into your house, it's all working good and there's no interference. Your lights are on, your computer's working, your air conditioner's working, or your heater or whatever. But when there's interference, you get flickering.
Right.
And then in the worst case scenario, you get a blackout. And a blackout is what I equate to body death. So basically, if your electrical current of your body is working properly, and you've got all the minerals you need, then your electrical current works properly. So your signals. So if you put your finger on the hot stove, if your current is working well, you put your finger on the hot stove, you pull it off very quickly.
Right.
If you step out in the road and there's a car coming, you react fast. You're out of the way. But the more your electrical current isn't functioning, you put your finger, because the message comes from the finger to the brain where the central nervous system is.
Sure.
And that kind of runs the whole electrical current thing. So you put your finger on the stove, and the signal takes ages to get back. So by the time it gets back, you've burnt your finger.
Right, yeah, if it's not working properly.
Yes, and if you step out in the road and there's a car coming, your reaction time is going to be slow, and you could get hit or whatever. So basically, the minerals are what makes your electrical current of your body work. And,
yep, I get that. Yep.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
No, yes, I get that. Yeah, that's well explained. I get the picture now. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, I've had a few people. I had one, especially one lady. She came to see me. She was a French lady from France, and her blood pressure was so high she couldn't go into a local hotel, and she came to see me, and I tested her, and in those days I used to have seawater ampoules, like little glass tubes of seawater.
Right.
And I tested her, and she needed like about 8 of those, because you can do count how many and blah. And she called her doctor in France and told him, and he said, no, you can't do that. Your blood pressure, blah blah, and can't take that salt. But she didn't listen to him, and she listened to me. And the next day, she was able to go into the hotel because her blood pressure had completely subsided. Because the body needs all of these minerals. Now, the salt, when the doctor tells you don't take salt, it's that poison that you buy, the white stuff. That's not salt. That's just poison, you know.
Right, so it has to be the Celtic one.
Yeah. Well, you can do the Himalayan, but I found personally I prefer the Celtic one because I know that it's got iodine in it, and the thyroid needs iodine and all that. So it's better to take that. The pink one may have it, may not have it. I don't know. So my stable data is that I know that the Celtic has got it.
Right. And you tested this French lady, and how did you test her? And can anyone do that, or they need to have someone like you doing it?
Well, you know what? I'm kind of planning on doing like at some point, making a little video and showing people how they can do it. But I'd have to do, because my friends in South Africa want me to send it back for the townships and all that to go and to educate the people and really help them so they can do their own, because I can test for many things, not just that. Right. Test whatever you need, if your liver's giving trouble, if your adrenals are giving, all kinds of things. But it's the best way to...
Yeah, sorry, keep going, yep, sorry.
So what I tell people is, get your drinking water, get decent quality. Don't go for high pH. That's also not good water, because it'll just suck more good out of you. There's a pH band, and one should stick in that band. And your high pH is not good, so I wouldn't go more than about 8 or so. Like Fiji water is good.
Okay.
I tell people put salt into the water, shake the bottle, taste it. If it tastes salty, then obviously you've got too much salt in it. Put a bit more water. And if it's flat tasting with no taste, then you need a bit more salt, because the water in the original days, when before all this chemicals and all this junk's thrown onto our planet, water was like alive. You know. It's got life in it, and it's kind of, and you know where the word salt comes from?
No.
Salary, pay.
Salary.
Yeah, pay.
Ah.
Do you remember back in the old days when the sailing ships used to sail around and trade all over the world?
Yes.
So one of the things that the sailors got paid with was salt.
Oh. That makes sense.
Vital for it's vital for survival. Yeah.
Sal. Yeah, in Spanish we say sal, and so it's the same. Yes, salary, and incredible. Yeah. So basically, if somebody wants to buy your product, what would they, how would they go about contacting you and so forth?
Okay, well they can email me. We're currently sorting out the website, and that's been giving a bit of drama. But you can go online and look at all the information. But if you want to buy, it might be a good idea to email me. Because let's say the person is sitting in New Zealand, then I could connect them with there. If they're sitting in Denmark, I can connect them there. You know what I mean? So that I do ship all over the world. I mean, I've been doing that for eons. But until the shopping thing is all sorted out online, it might be better just to email me. And maybe they email me anyway, and then I connect them with the different distributors around the world, you know.
Sure, and I will put your email in the write-up of the episode, but if you want to just say it out loud now as well, just in case someone can't get to the description, that would be great too.
Okay, so you can email me at Desiree, and that is spelled Desiree at CalMag, C for Charlie, A for Apple, L for Lima, M for Mary, A for Apple, G for George, hyphen, C for Charlie again, .com.
Excellent. And then you can go from there, because it seems like this product, it's not only for people that are in pain or are sick, but it's also could be just for the person who wants to feel healthier, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a basic to life. It's one of your most fundamental. It's your 2 top minerals that your body needs. And whether you're PMSing, and boys PMS too, by the way, and they have women that PMS.
Yeah.
And even colic in babies and teething. I mean, my babies never cried. I never had any upset babies, because they got a good dose of CalMag every day. So the electrical current was obviously working very well. And and I've seen so many, helped so many people in all different walks of life with different issues. And if people want to see more about it, they can go to the website and just look for, can't remember if the word is reviews or testimonials or whatever.
Yep.
Just go and look and see the data. And it's so important.
That is a woman with a lot of knowledge and experience. Thank you, friends of Private Universe, for listening in. We have our last part coming up, part 3, with my chat with Desiree Lotz. So stay tuned. In the meantime, remember, existence is the real miracle.